Years worth of rain caused major flash flooding in Dubai. Nearly 4 inches of rain fell in just 12 hours yesterday.
The land of sand has become a world of water as intense thunderstorms brought the most extreme rainfall on record.
Now to Saudi Arabia, where roads have turned into rivers. The desert kingdom is flooded after torrential rainfall.
Something strange is happening in the Middle East. Dubai and surrounding areas in the United Arab Emirates are experiencing record-breaking rainfall and unimaginable floods that have never been seen before. More than 142 millimeters of rain had accumulated in Dubai over 24 hours. The state-run WAM news agency described it as a historic weather event that exceeded anything documented since the start of data collection in 1949. So, what is happening? Why are Middle Eastern countries like UAE, Dubai, and Saudi Arabia experiencing so much rain all of a sudden? Is it just a change in the weather, or is it a sign of something more ominous? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. The increased rainfall in the Middle East over the past few years has sparked speculation and fear among many who see it as a sign of an impending doomsday scenario. Several religious texts refer to a scenario like this right before the start of the end of days. But the question is, do these signs really point towards an apocalyptic event that will end all life on Earth? Or is there a scientific reason for these sudden changes in weather patterns? Signs of the end of days? Well, to start this discussion, let's first look at how these events are related to the end of days. Religious texts in the Quran and the Bible contain numerous prophecies and warnings about the end times. For believers, events unfolding in the Middle East, such as the rise of extremist ideologies and conflicts between religious sects, are seen as fulfilling these prophetic visions. The changing weather conditions and increasing greenery in the Saudi deserts are also seen as signs of Qiyamah, the Islamic Judgment Day. Several videos and photos have been shared on social media showing the dire states of countries like Dubai and Saudi Arabia. Intense floods have swept across these nations, causing massive amounts of damage. Things are so bad that the entire country is currently locked down, and airports have advised their passengers not to travel unless it is absolutely necessary. What would you have done in this situation? Many have attributed the heavy floods in Dubai to cloud seeding, which is an artificial way to increase rainfall. However, experts have claimed that cloud seeding was not the cause behind the phenomenon. Similar amounts of rainwater were also reported in Oman, as heavy rainfall and flood killed around 19 people. It has been estimated that more than a year's worth of rain fell on Oman in a single day, completely disrupting the livelihoods of everyone. In Muscat, Oman's capital, flash flooding turned streets into raging rivers. Experts have said that the extreme conditions were likely the result of a regular, rainy weather system being supercharged by climate change. What do you think? Do you think these unnatural weather events are happening because of climate change, or are they signs of the apocalypse? Let us know in the comments section. Apart from that, there are several other signs that believers have pointed to as markers for Judgment Day. The escalation of conflicts between different nations is often interpreted through the lens of prophetic texts as indicative of the end times. Moreover, political upheavals and revolutions have swept across the Middle East in recent years, leading to the toppling of regimes and the destabilization of nations. The proliferation of nuclear weapons and other forms of mass destruction in the region has raised concerns about the potential for catastrophic conflict. Also, some interpretations of religious texts suggest the emergence of specific alliances as precursors to major eschatological events. Actual reason behind the intense rainfall. Though many believe that the current weather conditions in the Middle East are a sign from God, it is important to look at it from a scientific point of view. One of the primary drivers of weather changes in the Middle East is climate change. Rising global temperatures, attributed primarily to human activities such as the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation, have far-reaching consequences for the region. Increased greenhouse gas emissions trap heat in the atmosphere, leading to higher temperatures, altered precipitation patterns, and more frequent and intense weather conditions. Rainfall is rare in the UAE and the Arabian Peninsula, as these regions are typically known for their dry, desert climate. Summer air temperatures can soar above 50 degrees Celsius. But the UAE and Oman also lack drainage systems to cope with heavy rains, and submerged roads are not uncommon during rainfall. Though some people have pointed toward cloud seeding for the current situation in the UAE, the huge rainfall was instead likely due to a normal weather system that was exacerbated by climate change. Do you agree with this conclusion? Climate scientists have also stated that rising global temperatures caused by human-led emissions are the primary causes of these extreme weather events around the world, including intense downpours. Rainfall from thunderstorms, like the ones seen in UAE in recent days, sees a particularly strong increase with warming. This is because convection, which is the strong updraft in thunderstorms, strengthens in a warmer world, said Dim Camus, a professor in climate extremes at Vrije University Amsterdam. Additionally, Friedrich Otto, a senior lecturer in climate science at Imperial College London, said rainfall was becoming much heavier globally as the climate continues to become warmer. That is because a warmer atmosphere can hold more moisture, thus more rainfall will likely occur. According to her, cloud seeding can't create clouds from nothing. It encourages water that is already in the sky to condense faster and discharge water in certain places. So first, you need moisture. Without it, there'd be no clouds, she said. Should all of this concern you? Whether you're a believer or not, you should be concerned about these strange weather events happening all across the Middle East. The human toll of these floods cannot be overstated. Lives are lost, communities are displaced, and livelihoods are destroyed as homes, infrastructure, and agricultural lands are submerged under rising waters. The most vulnerable segments of society, including women, children, and the elderly, are disproportionately affected, exacerbating existing social inequalities and amplifying human suffering. Moreover, the environmental consequences of flooding in the Middle East are just as profound. Wetlands are degraded, ecosystems are disrupted, and biodiversity is threatened as floodwaters carry pollutants, debris, and sediment, contaminating water sources and compromising ecological integrity. Climate change exacerbates these risks, amplifying the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events and compounding the vulnerability of ecosystems and communities. For devout individuals, these floods may be interpreted through a theological lens, viewed as signs or reminders of divine power and judgment. In Islam, for example, the Quran recounts the story of Prophet Noah and the Great Flood, which serves as a cautionary tale of divine punishment for human wrongdoing. Similarly, according to Christian and Jewish beliefs, the story of Noah's Ark also portrays the significance of floods as symbols of divine intervention and redemption. So, regardless of how you view it, these events should be a wake-up call for everyone to take their responsibilities as believers and global citizens more seriously. From a humanitarian standpoint, the prevalence of these extreme weather conditions is caused by global warming. That is why we should take proactive steps to reduce our carbon footprint. On the other hand, if these floods look like signs of the end times, then you should take your religious duties more seriously. Overall, all of us must come together as a species to overcome the threats of these signs. If you enjoyed our take on whether the floods and natural disasters in the Middle East are a sign of Judgment Day, hit the like, subscribe and bell icon, and let us know what you think these events could mean in the comments below. See you next time.